My name is Qing Huang. I've been cooking since I was 5 years old when my grandmother introduced me to the pleasures of Chinese cooking. Food became a passion that's turned into a career, writing cookery books and running a food business. It's my mission in life to show people that Chinese food is not MSG riddled, bright orange sauces and greasy prawn balls that are all too familiar in UK takeaways. I want to show you how easy it is to cook simple, healthy and delicious versions of the most popular Chinese dishes, all in the comfort of your own kitchen. In this program, I'm going to reveal some simple ways to create the mouth-watering flavours of spicy Sichuan. I'm sorry, that's finger-licking good. I'll discover the secrets of a good chilli from a farmer who grows acres of them in the far east of Lancashire.
That's really fruity.
Oh,
I've got a kick on the tongue.
And show some people used to dealing with heat how spicy Sichuan specialities can be fast and easy to cook. Do you reckon the boys would like this?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, definitely.
Sichuan dishes are the rising stars of Chinese cooking in Britain today. The way that spices are used to create layers of flavour, fragrance, colour and heat make it exciting to cook and eat. Sichuan dishes are found all across restaurants and takeaways in the UK, and some of them might not be the authentic version. So I'm going to show you one of my favourite Sichuan orange beef, and it's really authentic in flavour. I've got a gorgeous piece of beef fillet here, and I'm just going to make a very simple marinade. I've got some light soy sauce, just a couple of glugs of that, and some honey for sweetness, and for the fruitiness, of course, fresh orange. And this is going to provide the tang, sweetness and fruitiness. And in fact, if you keep the beef marinating in some fruit juice for long enough, it really helps tenderize it. Now, golden rule when you're cooking meats or fish, we add a bit of Shaoxing rice wine or dry sherry if you have it, and then a little bit of pepper, just a little bit, and then in with the meat. So you can use a thin frying steak if you have it, or a gorgeous fillet like this, and just give the meat a lovely massage. It helps to try and absorb all those flavours, the sweet, the sour, a little bit of salty. There's something very, very therapeutic about massaging a good piece of fillet. I've got here some groundnut oil. You can use vegetable oil, sunflower oil. You know when the wok's hot enough, when you start to see a little bit of smoke just coming off on the surface of the oil. And sometimes you can see the oil glisten as well. When it starts to glisten, you know that it's ready. That's nice and hot. In with the beef. And let that sizzle. Brown it on one side and then brown the other side. I'm just going to keep the marinade because we're going to use that. That's going to help us create the gorgeous sauce. Okay, I think it's safe to turn the beef now. Resist the temptation to turn it too early. Want a gorgeous brown on there. I'm going to add the marinade now. Just a little. That sauce has got the honey in it, and it's going to reduce down and caramelize, and it's got the rice wine, which is going to impart that bittersweet flavour and aroma. I want a little bit like the Japanese teriyaki, you know, it's got this sort of sticky glaze and sticky sauce. Now the beef is done. Just going to put it to one side, let it rest. Now the wok is still hot, so very quickly I'm going to add in the shiitake mushrooms and then give that a good stir. And then at this stage, I'm just going to add a little bit of water to help the mushrooms cook and steam, and allows them to soak up all the rest of the flavours that the beef left, you know, in the wok. Lovely. So we just want the shiitake mushrooms lovely and softened, ready to serve up. Gorgeous bit of the beef there. Some of these delicious smoky mushrooms. Bit of salad. Now this dish won't be complete without fresh orange segments. Okay, just a quick taste. I'm sorry, that's finger-licking good, even if I say so myself. So that's my version of orange beef, a wonderfully healthy, simple and tasty example of the Sichuan style of cooking. At the heart of Sichuan cooking is the imaginative use of a huge variety of chilies. Surprisingly, one of the most northerly chili farms in Europe is to be found near Chorley in Lancashire. It's run by Rich Alker, a man on a mission to convert all of us to the joy of chilies. His farm produces a large range from the very mildest to the very hottest. In the middle range of heat are two of Rich's favourites.
These two varieties here, I mean, they look similar. Jalapeno, jalapeno if you're from Chorley, and Fresno.
I love those pickled. They're so good.
But that grows like a pendant on the plant. The Fresno grows upright on the plant. Yeah.
Facing the sun?
Facing the sun.
Preparing chili, obviously the heat is in the membrane bit, so that's the white bit. If we snap one open, that's all that, isn't it?
Absolutely.
There.
So we've got the shoulder here, this is where it hangs on the plant. Inside we have the heat production glands in there, and then the placenta around the outside there is how the heat is carried down the length of the chili. But I mean, if you want to get rid of the heat, get rid of the placenta, get rid of the seeds.
Who do you sell them to?
Well, I sell the chilies to markets, I sell them through farmers markets, at events, go to restaurants. This year I grew a significant amount of chilies. The problem was, with the local market up here, it was very difficult for me to move the volume that I needed, and I had to throw some chilies away this year.
Throw chilies away?
Yeah,
no.
absolutely, yeah.
That's blasphemous.
So why don't Rich's chilies sell in Chorley? I may have found the answer.
No. No chilies in that pot, no.
I tried cooking with chilies once, but then I got it in my eye, so I've never really tried again.
I don't eat chili or anything. I'm just going now to eat fish and chips.
With chilies unexpectedly grown on their doorstep, I want to persuade the locals to try chilies, which are so important in Sichuan cooking. At the Chorley midweek market, I'm going to cook up an easy Sichuan chicken dish, perfect to show off the flavour of chilies. It's a rich, tasty dish which you can make as hot or mild as you like, simply by changing how many chilies you use. Chicken is cooked with a sauce made from ginger, red peppers, garlic, tomatoes, and for a quick, sweet and sour treat, some tomato ketchup.
Some brown sugar. Do you want really fiery, or do you want something really mild? Mild?
Yes, please.
Sure?
Yes.
So, for a mild taste, just add 2 de-seeded Fresno chilies and blend in a food processor to make a punchy and fragrant sauce in seconds.
So how many of you guys have eaten Chinese food? Do you cook Chinese or do you go to the takeaway?
Takeaway.
Takeaway? You have to cook it. My grandmother always said, to watch what you eat, cook it yourself. You just keep tossing so that it keeps lovely and bouncy and juicy so the chicken doesn't get too dry. Smell that? Yep, tomatoes, peppers, garlic, ginger, and all that goes in.
Add in some vegetables like courgettes, yellow and red peppers, sliced to the same size, and leave to simmer for about 5 minutes until cooked.
I just want to try and contain the heat because it's quite windy. I'm going to let that cook, so, you know, 3 woks on the go, not bad. Okay. Who wants to be the first? Lady's been waiting quite a long time. Chopstick or a fork?
Fork, I'm afraid. I can't use chopsticks.
Are you sure? Come on.
I'll have a go, but I'll make a fool of myself.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Well, if it tastes as good as it smells, it's gorgeous. Can you come on with me and cook my tea? It is gorgeous, and I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, how is the spiciness of it
That's just the right amount of spice,
for you?
definitely.
And you would cook something like this at home?
I'm planning to cook it on Thursday. I will attempt it on Thursday.
Does it get the thumbs up? Yeah. Is there anyone here that doesn't usually eat chilies or have never tried chilies? Me. Right. Would you cook like something like this at home?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that went exceptionally well. I've never been to a midweek market that's had that kind of response before. We may have sparked an interest here in Chorley in terms of chilies.
I think we're going to need a bigger wok next time. Yeah.
Great! Chorley seems to like my chili chicken. It's not only fresh chilies that add heat to a dish and help get the juices flowing. Dried chilies are also an important ingredient in Chinese cooking. I've got these gorgeous sun-dried chilies, and in Sichuan they're called 早天花椒, which means upward-facing or heaven-facing chilies because they grow upwards. So these have just been sun-dried and they just smell so aromatic. They look very innocent, you see, but they're very deadly, very fiery. Perfect for a spicy, refreshing Sichuan appetizer. I'm going to make you my chunky bacon and cucumber salad. First, a lovely crunchy de-seeded cucumber. Just slice it like that into sort of half moon or in crescent shape. Throw in the chilies, a few of those. Couple of teaspoons of the Sichuan pepper. Now as they start to crackle, I'm going to add in the chunky bits of bacon, some Shaoxing rice wine, and then some fresh chilies, and then dried chili seeds crushed, because Sichuan cooking, they love to layer their heat. So you've got numbing hot, you've got fiery, and then at this stage, the cucumber. And then a little bit of rice vinegar now, just to cut through that heat. So about a tablespoon or two. Fresh lime. We're going to add a different sort of acidity, more freshness here with the fresh lime. A little bit of salt. You might think it's going to destroy your taste buds, you know, because of the sort of numbing heat of it. But when you taste it, it's really quite subtle. And in Sichuan, we don't really eat the hua jiao or the chilies. It's just to impart their flavour. Okay, just a little bowl of this just really gets you going. Just to finish, just add a little drizzle of chili oil, and for some crunchiness, I love the flavour of dry roasted peanuts, a sprig or two of coriander, and finish. Got a bit of heat. It's tangy, sour, all those delicious flavours in there. So there's my warm bacon and cucumber salad. Just a few miles up the road from the Chorley chili farm, there's someone who knows all about fiery heat. Robbie Birtwhistle is a firefighter at Hyndburn Fire Station. But he doesn't just put out fires, he's also catering manager for Greenwatch, responsible for feeding the crew at weekends and on night shifts.
Pizza's going on, honestly.
He struggles sometimes to please everybody.
I'm not too keen on spices.
Some of them like it bland, the brothers.
The diet here is pretty traditional, so I want to introduce Robbie to some easy Sichuan food, perfect for anyone who wants to spice up their menu. What do you normally cook then? For the tea?
All sorts really, Sunday roast, Italian, pasta dishes. We do stir fries, but I have to admit they're out of jars. I shouldn't be admitting that, but they are.
What about spicy food?
We have a slight problem with spicy food. Most of the woks, they do like spicy food.
They do?
But you
good.
do get the odd one. They don't like it too spicy.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'm not going to go overly spicy.
All right.
I'm going to make you my zesty, tangy chili prawns.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to devein the prawn. You just remove the shell.
Remove the shell.
Yeah, the head. Pull it off. I'm going to leave the tail on because I think it's quite pretty.
Yep.
Okay. And then just slice down the middle. And you see this bit? That's the digestive tract. That's got sand and bits of grit in it, and you don't really want to eat that. So we get rid of it. Run this under cold water.
Okay.
Okay. And then we've got beautiful prawns. Now, I just want to show you how to prepare the garlic. A very delicate method. That's the way to get your garlic cloves out. Make as much noise as possible. The Chinese believe that when you mash up your garlic, you release all those wonderful aromas and flavours, and it's really easy to peel as well. As well as the garlic, a couple of chilies de-seeded to keep the spicy heat under control. And then just chop that up.
Just roughly, yeah.
Yeah, just roughly. It doesn't have to be very, very neat. When the cooks used to cook for the Chinese emperor,
Yeah.
they would use like as many ingredients as possible. It was a sign of extravagance.
Yeah, I think if we had hundreds of ingredients, we'd have problems. If the system goes off, that's it. We have to drop everything and that's it. We're going out through the doors.
Oh, right. So
Yeah.
what, you have to just...
No, so say if we were cooking like this,
Yeah.
yeah, and the system went off, we had to go to a fire, then that'd be it. We'd
see.
go. Nobody stays behind to cook the
I
dishes.
see. So yeah, that's going to be a problem. Now, onto the wok. We want to get it nice and hot. Cook the dish, I'm going to add a little bit of groundnut oil.
Right.
Okay, now you can use vegetable oil,
Right.
sunflower oil,
Yeah.
you know, but it just got that slight nutty aroma, which I love. And then what I want is just some of these gorgeous green beans. Just gonna bundle them together and just top and tail them. The wok is smoking. Lovely. Give that another swirl. And then very, very quickly in with the garlic and the chili. Then in with the prawns. As soon as you add ingredients to the wok, the temperature falls. But what you need to do is make sure that you keep stirring. If you do that for me, that'd be great.
No problem.
Try and toss it
There you go.
like this. Okay?
Yeah.
That will sort of get it evenly distributed.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in with some lime juice. Some Shaoxing wine. Look at all that action. That's fantastic. Great. Keep stirring.
Okay.
I'm going to add in the veg. And we always add in the veg at the end because you want it lovely and crunchy. You want that sizzle. You want that sound. And then just when it's ready, we do the seasoning at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can always grab a bit of vegetable. Have a taste. Let's see. Taste. You like it like that?
Yeah.
You like it crunchy? That's perfect. Can't speak. That's perfect. You like it crunchy? That's perfect. And then in with some salt, just a pinch, and a little bit of dried chili flakes. Okay. Now this is going to add even more heat.
Yeah, more.
Different dimension, and then we can serve up. It's going to be zesty, it's fiery, spicy, tangy.
Great.
Have a taste? How are they?
Good.
Good.
Delicious.
Would you do that? Could you do that?
I could do it, yeah. My only problem is
Of course you could.
I have to work on a budget. I think we worked it out at £1.25 per person per meal.
£1.25 per person. Now you tell me.
Now, sorry.
But if we go
Sorry.
all this way, you tell me.
Sorry.
I've got a real challenge now in my hands, haven't I? So my tangy chili tiger prawns are a bit too expensive for Robbie's budget. I have to prove there are tasty Sichuan dishes that are easy to cook and easy on the pocket. Thanks so much for coming down.
Great.
I know we had a problem.
Yes.
£1.25.
Yes,
That
we
was
worked
the
to a budget, yeah.
per head. And I've come up with a traditional Sichuanese recipe that's
Great.
hopefully still going to excite your guys, but remain within budget.
Okay.
Okay, it's called fragrant pork.
Great.
I've got here aubergine. What we want to do is get this on first, okay? So I'm just going to slice that in half. Do you cook with aubergine much?
Yes, we have done. We've used it in moussaka at work.
So are you the only guy that cooks?
No, we all have to take it in turns to cook. So we do have good cooks and bad cooks.
But you're the guy in demand, right?
I buy
Because your
everything
food is
in.
pretty good.
I buy everything in. I tell them what they're cooking.
You boss them around.
Yes, especially in the kitchen.
Okay, so wok nice and hot, smoking, and then in with the aubergines. And just let that sizzle, and then I'm just gonna create a bit of steam to help cook. So you don't need that much oil.
That'll absorb into the aubergine, will it?
Yeah, it will. You see, at this stage, if you do get caught out, just turn it off and then go out. You're not going to ruin the dish. And it's pretty much like that throughout the whole cooking
Yeah, you
process.
can just put it to one side.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great, is that?
This is lovely and brown. Okay, so we're just going to put that to one side. And then I've got some garlic ginger chili. Garlic, ginger and chili are the holy trinity of Chinese cookery, the flavour foundation for countless dishes. Just going to fry that for a couple of seconds to release the aroma. Did you pass me the minced pork as well? Thanks. Okay. So as the meat starts to sort of brown, the Chinese, we love adding a little bit of Shaoxing wine.
Okay.
In this case, I've got dry sherry because you likely to have this in your store cupboard.
Yeah.
If not, get some, because when you cook meat and you add a bit of that, it just adds this bitter sweetness. So, and it takes off the xing wei. Xing wei. It's a sort of like this rawness of ingredients. You know, meat sometimes have an odor, or fish has an odor.
Yeah.
Now, at this stage, I'm going to add some chili bean sauce. You can dip your finger in there. Have a taste. Mine, it's very spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah? How spicy do you like your food? About a tablespoon?
Yeah.
Now, at this stage, back in with aubergine.
Okay.
Mix it together well. Then, got some stock.
Is that just chicken? Or
Yeah, that's chicken stock. Yeah, or you can use vegetable stock. I'm going to bring this to the boil.
Right.
Great. So, next, we've got some pak choy.
Yeah.
You can use Chinese leaf if you want to. I'm just going to slice this.
Just roughly chopped.
Yeah, just roughly chopped. You know you can eat these raw.
Oh, can you?
Go on, take a bit of the leaf. And I love them great in a salad. Chinese don't really like to eat raw vegetables, but it's great.
Nice.
Tasty, isn't it?
Very
kind of
tasty,
almost
yeah.
sweet and sort of peppery at the same
Yeah,
time.
you get that pepper just at the end.
Delicious, good for you. Nearly there.
Making me hungry.
Well, this is all yours. This is quite spicy. We need to add a little bit of seasoning now, okay?
Add some cider vinegar to cut through the heat.
And then a little bit of sesame oil. A couple of splashes.
Next, some corn flour to thicken the sauce.
And then literally it's a couple of seconds. Can you see? It's just,
Yeah, it starts to
it's starting to thicken now.
And finally, some chopped spring onions for freshness and bite.
Great. And, you know, if you've got any vegetarians in your watch, just use it with aubergines and just vegetables and mushrooms. You know, you can leave the pork out.
You just add what you want.
Yeah, just add what you want. Just as long as you follow the basic seasoning
Seasoning
steps.
tray,
Yeah, that's it.
Any veg.
And then beautiful, ready to plate up. And that was all for £1.25 per head.
Brilliant.
Can I get a pat on the back?
You can get a pat on the back. Well done.
So my fragrant pork hits Robbie's budget mark at £1.25 per head. It's perfect for anyone with a busy life, as the cooking can be stopped and started at any stage without affecting the final dish.
How is it?
Delicious. Bit fiery, just a little bit, but it'll be fine. No, really good.
So, is there, who was the one that can't take heat again in your
Tommy.
brigade? Tommy? Do you think Tommy would approve?
I won't go as far as that. Possibly.
What will Tommy be eating? What, just the rice?
The rice. He'd go with the rice, yeah. It's about level of his flavour, that rice.
Sorry, Tommy.
Sichuan food can be mild or spicy or explosively hot.
The ultimate dish in Sichuan cooking is the mala numbing hot pot or fire pot, and it's going to have you sweating. But this is my version, and you can tone it down or, you know, have it spicy or not as spicy as you want. And it's like basically making a very fiery broth. In goes the dried chili, Sichuan peppercorn. This is going to literally blow your head off. And I think my version is actually quite light compared to the real authentic version in Sichuan. It's delicious, it's addictive. It gives you this numbing sensation on the tongue. That's just chili bean sauce, chili sauce, and then in with lots of stock. And you can see already it's got this sort of blood red colour, which is what we want. Now, to flavour this broth even more, I'm going to add some dried tangerine peel, which is jizipi in Mandarin, and it's just going to give that weixing, that aroma, that flavour, that citrusy aroma. But don't worry, if you don't have this at home, you can always use the zest of an orange and just throw that in, or even just slice up some orange peel and just put that in. So, just a generous handful of this. And next, a couple of star anise. And this is going to impart an aniseedy aroma. And then a handful of Chinese mushrooms. Now these are really woody and earthy and fragrant, and these are used to create the most gorgeous stocks used in Chinese cooking. Some ginger. Just going to slice that. This adds a different element of heat to it. Some chilies. And some spring onion. So all we want to do is cook this now on a gentle heat, let it simmer, take on all those flavours, let the ingredients sort of work their magic for about sort of 15 to 20 minutes. Once that's simmered, I'm just going to add some chili oil, but not a splash or two, the whole bottle. Great. I feel like a witch standing over my cauldron. Lovely. Next, I'm going to add in fried tofu, fresh tofu, and some Chinese leaves. Just soak up all those flavours. So this is like a massive fiery fondue. It looks so good. I've got to taste some of it now. Really good. Blow your socks off good. This is the definitive Sichuan meal, a fabulously fiery fondue. You can eat the vegetables floating in the broth, and it's perfect for dipping tofu, seafood, meats, and other vegetables. Back at Hindburn Fire Station, Robbie's cooking my fragrant pork for his watch, including the firefighter who shies away from spicy food.
There's enough garlic in it.
How are you doing, Robbie?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah?
Can we just sort that little bit out for you?
You've got Tommy Bland here.
Do you want that plate of garlic?
Yeah, I'll sort that out. To just leave that with me.
Yeah, well, I know where that'll go.
Are you dubious about Robbie's dish?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I've run the catering myself a while ago.
What have you cooked for the team?
Chops.
Chops?
Yeah.
How do you make them then?
Grilled.
That's a lot of effort, isn't it?
Don't they come in a package?
Yeah.
We don't. It's
What, pre-marinated?
No, just grilled.
8 years to get Tommy to eat a fajita.
It's smelling like a real Chinese kitchen, Robbie. That looks amazing. Well done. Are you pleased?
Yes. See how the tasting goes.
Who's going to be the first to be impressed?
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Tommy first.
Tommy Bland.
Oh, that's enough rice for this.
Is there enough rice?
Oh, that's
look
fantastic,
good?
Robbie.
Get some pak choy on, and it's not a place you visit.
Is it not?
No. It's a vegetable.
So you did learn something on this course?
I did learn something, yes.
Not too many chips on mine, Robbie. Well,
Yeah.
you've done a good job then.
Done a good job.
Yeah, brilliant.
How is it, Tommy?
It's lovely. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Turned up.
Are you going to give him some more recipes?
Yeah, definitely.
So it proves that simple, fresh Chinese Sichuan cooking can be perfect for almost everyone.
Has Tommy managed to, or has he got himself a glass of water? Yeah, I thought so.
For more recipes and masterclasses, go to bbc.co.uk/Chinese Food Made Easy.
More Chinese food made easy next Monday at 8:30. And we're staying in China next here on BBC HD, discovering more of the amazing animals of wild China.